are we utilizing this time to be better people, right? To be the best version of yourself. And I particularly think this is important really for everyone, but I particularly think this is important for the black, brown, and yellow communities. As you know, I mean, obviously, I have an affinity for those communities. I'm a part of those communities. And I think it's important that we start taking some of these things serious because of where we are in America, right? So reading is very important. Now I'm going to just go over 5 books that I'm currently reading. My goal, or have read, my goal every year is to read 10 books a year. Sometimes that could be a book that I'm reading for the second, third, or fourth time. Sometimes it's a whole brand new book. But my goal is 10 books a year. To be honest with you, I have yet to achieve that goal. I usually every year am about 7 or 8 books completed. But I'm always in the middle of, I'm always in the middle of 10 books. Because for me, reading books for me is like watching TV. You know how you channel surf, you might watch this channel for a little while, get tired of that program, commercial comes on, so you click to another one, then you click back to the other one, then you click back around, and you're like, I don't want none of that. So, whatever. For me, it works the same way with books. So I'll read a book, get 1 or 2 chapters in, put a place in it. Maybe I'll pick up another book that same day or the next day. I'll pick up a different book and I'll read and maybe get 1, 2 chapters in on that one, close that, and so on and so forth. So for me, that's what works for me. Now I know a lot of people use the excuse and say they don't like to read, and it takes practice, right? In the sense of for it to be enjoyable, or they'll say, hey, every time I read I get tired. Okay, well put it in your daily routine, and maybe you read 10, 15, 20 minutes before you go to bed. So if you're trying to go to bed at 9:30. Pick up the book at 9 o'clock, 9:15, right? But like anything else, the more you practice, the more you do it, the easier it becomes and the more, better it gets. But reading is very important. And of course, find what's important to you to read. Now me, I don't read unless I feel like I can benefit something from it. So, I read a lot of autobiographies, a lot of self-help books, leadership books, things like that. I'm not a person that reads, books for fantasy and entertainment in that regard. I feel like if I'm going to take the trouble to read, I got to get something else out of it, and I got to be able to have some type of practical application for my life for it. Now, that's just me. Some people read for an escape. My wife, she reads quite a bit too, but she doesn't nowhere near read the same type of books that I read. But, that's okay, because I feel also any book that you read, depending on how you think, mentally, you should be able to extrapolate something from that book that could be applicable to your personal life, your business life, maybe information that you can impart to somebody else, right?